Hello, Namaskar, good evening. Welcome to NCERT's live interactive session. This is Simran Singh and you all are watching us on PM eVidya, channel number 6 to 12. You can also connect with us to our YouTube channel that you all know, it's NCERT Official. So viewers, it's about 5 PM on your watch, and for the next half an hour, we are going to have a very special session for all of you. We call it Sahyog, providing guidance for mental well-being and psychosocial support for all our students and viewers watching this session on PM eVidya channel number 6 to 12. Viewers, throughout our live interaction, if you have any of the queries, so feel free to reach out to us in the comment section of NCERT Official. Besides, here is our contact number flashing on your screen. So you may also give us a call at 8800-440-559. Apart from that, we'll try to take all your questions in this session, but if any of your questions remain unanswered, so you can also write to us at our mail ID flashing on your screens. It is sahyog.ncert.nic.in. So today we are going to discuss about a very important topic, and it's all about the importance of media literacy in students. Now, what is media literacy? Sounds to be a new term to some. So, acknowledging us more about this topic, enlightening us throughout this session, we have with us our two experts. So, let me introduce them to you. In the conversation, we have with us Mr. N.B. Devaraju. Namaskar, sir. Good evening.
Namaskar. Good evening. Good evening.
A very warm welcome in the session. Sir is a faculty at NERIE. NCERT has joined in from Shillong. Besides, we also have with us our practicing counselor who has joined with us from Tamil Nadu, Mrs. Angela Jason. Namaskar, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. Namaskar, ma'am.
A very warm welcome in the session to both our experts and also to all our viewers watching this session here. We are going to discuss about the importance of media literacy in students. So, Devraju sir, I would like to begin this session from you. As the title itself states, it's media literacy. So, why not start with the very basic meaning of media followed by media literacy? Sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Media literacy, that is importance of media literacy, we are going to discuss today. But before that, we need to understand what is that media. So media means here that is a way of communication. It may be signage, it may be verbal language or total communication. It's a part of communication. It's a way of communication. So that is a plural form of media. So whatever the media that is, maybe it is a news, maybe it is a music, maybe it is a movie or education. Or earlier days, we used to have the fine arts or painting or clay modeling. Through that we are communicating effectively. That is what we call it as media. Media, that's a mode of communication. Our expressing our, sharing our knowledge, expressing our skills or ideas and whatever that is. That is what we are calling as media. So media literacy. Media, that is one of the mode of communication, effective mode of communication. Without communication, we couldn't able to imagine the world, or without communication, we couldn't able to pronounce a single word, or we couldn't able to develop our language skill or communication skill. So that is what medium or media is important. Now that too in education setting, without media, that sharing of knowledge or imparting skill, it won't be so easy. So that is what we are talking about media, importance of media literacy. Media literacy here, ability to access and analyze media messages as well as create and reflect. So we are here, what we are saying that is expansion of conceptualization of literacy, that ability to access and analyze the media messages as well as create. So how to effectively utilize the media. So how to create some new knowledge, how to create some messages and how to reflect. So now, for example, in India or some Karnataka or some other part of the nation, something will happen. Definitely it will impact on our the kids or youngsters effectively because of social media, impact of social media. Other to what we are saying, that is WhatsApp, TikTok, or some other media. That is definitely that all other that younger generation are totally they are depending on social media. That is definitely impacting very effectively. So that is what, so media literacy is important. How to utilize the media, effectively utilization of media. So how to create knowledge, how to reflect the societal problems or educational problems, how to create creative thoughts in education, how to resolve that problems, educational problems. So that is what media literacy is. Media literacy, that is analyze or creating or reflect action of power of information through communication. That is what we call it as media literacy. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for apprising our viewers about media literacy and its importance. We all know that in this digital era, we are bombarded with a lot of information. But what is the quality of information? Let's get to know more about it from our practicing counselor, Angela ma'am.
A functioning democracy depends on the informed public. The good news is that information is easier to come by than ever before. Many students, even at an elementary age, have the access to smartphones, the internet, and a pervasive, never-ending flow of social media. But the big question is, what is the quality of the information which we get? Within the past generation, the news ecosystem was well established. Cities and even the smallest of towns had newspapers delivering local information from local and national happenings right to people's front steps. Meanwhile, state, national and world news organizations were the primary source of information. But with the rise of internet, the ecosystem has grown unstable. Digital advertising revenues for news operations has increased. So therefore, the printing has become reduced and the revenue has crashed. In the past 15 years, more than 1 in 5 newspapers in the world has been closed. The number of journalists working for papers have been cut in half worldwide. This has created unverified spread of news. So this is the quality of information.
As ma'am, you have rightly mentioned about the quality of information. So here we would also like to know about the role of social media, because now social media, it has become the buzzword, and also social media, we all know that people are active on different kinds of platforms. So what is the role of social media and why is media literacy important?
Okay, here, social media, when we come to social media, today social media plays an outsized role in how people get their information. In 2020, about 1 in 5 adults said that they got their political news primarily through social media. In this landscape, unfounded conspiracy theories, outright false news, or shoddy third-hand accounts can spread just as easily as a legitimately reported story, sometimes more easier. Like when we watch the channels, news channels, there could have been a small accident, but the main thing of the news channels becomes who is going to publish this news first, and so they make it like a cover story to make it more attractive, to get more TRP ratings and the digital advertisements. So here it becomes very critical to teach children how to think critically about the media they consume, how to evaluate their source of information. Working on media and news literacy in class can help students become stronger critical thinkers in all aspects of their lives. For example, when suppose a news comes in, a flash news or a breaking news, something like that, it is not necessary that we have to believe everything and react to it. You can take a time to understand whether to realize the authenticity of the news. So this is especially important when we realize that elementary and teenage students are already swimming in the digital ecosystem. In a recent study, it was found that 97% of the teenagers used social media, while 45% of them were always online constantly. So here we come to the need of media literacy. So here we need we to know media literacy. So when we come to media literacy, there is no organization or editorial process that oversees the internet to ensure. So we need an accuracy, objectivity, or currency.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you for apprising our viewers about the importance of media literacy. So, viewers, it's a Sahyog session where we are discussing about the importance of media literacy in students. We have with us our two experts who have joined with us in this session, and they're discussing about this important topic because media literacy remains a very important aspect whenever we discuss about information, facts, validation or authentication of the information. Moving ahead in the conversation, Angela ma'am, how can a student analyze media literacy?
Okay, here, how to analyze media literacy. So here, when it becomes important to analyze the media literacy, here we have the few steps. First one, accuracy. Next one, authority, relevance, currency, and purpose. So first one, when we come to accuracy. Accuracy is the reliability, the truthfulness, and correctness of the contact. Where does the information come from? Are there sources that verify the information? And this sources, is it verified by evidence? So has the information been reviewed? So does the language of the tone seem unbiased and free of emotion? So this is very important when we have to analyze the information. Second one is authority, the source of the information. For example, who is the author, who is the publisher, who is the sponsor of the program, what are their credentials, are they experts in the field of information which we are trying to search. So next one is the relevance. So relevance is the appropriate level, that is, if it is for a cartoon, suppose example, we are watching a cartoon, the children are watching a cartoon, so the language must be up to their level and the content also must be up to their level. Is the information up in the appropriate level? Is the informed designed for a specific audience? Who is the intended audience? If you are using a book, does it have a table of contents, a preface, an introduction, an index, and a bibliography? Next one is currency. The currency means the timeliness of the information. Sometimes when we search, we could see that the date would have been given long time back. So it is an outdated information. So what is the date of this information? Is it updated? Is currency important for a subject, or will older sources work as well? So all these things must be taken into account. So next comes the purpose. The reason the information exists, what is the purpose of this information? Is it to inform, to sell, or to persuade, or to entertain? The next one is, what are the opinions of the author? What is the program coming to tell us finally? Is the information fact, opinion, or a propaganda? So all these becomes very important and one must analyze, and we should teach children how to analyze this, not to believe everything whatever they see, but to analyze everything step by step and then react to it in a very calm and composed way. So in this way, we can help children to think better. Media literacy is one of the most important skills in the 21st century. It will foster critical thinking in students. Next one, it will strengthen the processing skills. Next, it will help people to work in a collaboration. It will help children to be responsible, respectful citizen. So it will help us to bring up the citizenship skills. So all these are very important when we analyze the media literacy.
Now, I think by this answer of yours, our students will be able to easily make out from what is media literacy, why it is important that the facts remain authentic. At the same time, it is also very important and interesting to know about the benefits of media literacy and how can teachers ensure that the students evaluate the same. Devraju sir, would you like to answer that question? Devraju sir? Well, I hope ma'am, you could answer the question on his behalf. We might have lost the connection.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So the benefits of media literacy, the benefits of media literacy for students are multiple. First and foremost, media literacy helps students to become wiser consumers of media. So wiser consumers of media means, so not just seeing whatever they have when they have a mobile phone or a tab or whatever it is not just seeing whatever they see. They have to, children must be taught what to see, what is necessary for them to see. Not everything, whatever is available we must see. It's not like that. Children must know what to see, what is important to see, what is necessary for them to see. So this will make us wiser consumers of media as well as responsible producers of their own media. In future, when children are interested in visual media and they enter this profession, they will know that they should be very responsible when they share a content or whatever it is. Along the same lines, teaching media literacy helps to foster critical thinking in students. This type of thinking can eventually become second nature, which will help them in many areas as they grow older. The focus is more on strengthening process skills, not content knowledge. I will repeat, to strengthen the processing skills, how to process information, not the content. In larger context, media literacy also fosters the skills that helps people work together in collaboration because it encourages respectful discourse and builds citizenship skills. Media literacy will continue to play a key role in creating a new generation that can retain critical thinking skills in the midst of media wizard. It's an area where teachers who learn about this media literacy can have a profound impact. So when we come to the benefits of media literacy, teachers also here play a very major role, very crucial role, because they are very responsible to teach these children, teach this media literacy, because today every child has this phone, a cell phone in their hand, and they have the access to see whatever they want. So in this situation, it is very responsible. The teachers play a very responsible role to make sure that to teach children and make them aware what they have to see and what they should not see. What is necessary alone, it is enough for them to see. So to pick up what is necessary, they have to see. The teachers and others can teach them how to show see all this, so that every child becomes responsible and not wasting their time by just simply chatting or just seeing whatever they want and wasting their time. So this will be the benefits of media literacy.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And ma'am, while presenting your answer, you rightly mentioned about critical thinking skills. Now, I know what thinking means, but could you please elaborate to our viewers what is critical thinking and how does it account in the form of skills?
Okay, so when we come to critical thinking, we should the thinking must be more objective and not subjective. So here nowadays we find subjective thinking. The mass, when we say the mass is correct, when there is a crowd, people think the crowd. We have a tendency to generally think that we go along with the crowd. No, it is not like that. There might be a crowd, but you have to be more objective of what is happening, and you have to decide accordingly to it, not go with the mass or with the crowd. It is about thinking rationally what you want and what you have to take from this. So this will be the critical thinking. So this will help us to grow into a much better individual, because in many situations it is not blindly following someone, but I think I have to think of my own to know what is right and what is wrong. So when we teach all these things, this will help us to have this media literacy, especially media literacy, and the idea of media literacy will help to foster the critical thinking in students.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Devraju sir, I hope I'm clearly audible to you. Yeah. Yeah, so ma'am, this brings me to another question. Whenever we talk about information in particular, we have different mediums like modes of communication. It could be in the form of print media. The information
Okay.
that we are receiving, it could be through electronic media with the help of television, with the help of radio. Now, how could I make out in this digital space whether the information is correct or not? Because there might be one day that I am seeing this headlines, any news that is making headlines on the television channels, and a very other day it might turn out to be wrong. Now, how can I verify it? Can you help me with that?
Okay, so that is what I was telling. How to verify every news has to be verified. It cannot, like as you said, the breaking news. I need not immediately believe and I need not react or I need not become panic. Nothing has to be there. Only thing we have to see the authenticity, accuracy, the reliability, the truthfulness, the correctness of the content. Where does the information come from? Now, when the information has come, where does the information come from? Second is by what evidence it is supported. Suppose we see a murder or somewhere, something like this, we just see in a breaking news. It's not necessary that we have to become panic or we have to just write the comments and everything. Instead, we can wait for some time and then analyze what is the situation. And one more thing I would like to say here is, today media is governed by the number of likes and number of shares. It is not by the number of likes and number of shares, but it is by the accuracy. Has the information been already reviewed, and how long has it been reviewed and it has been telecasted? Those days when we were reading the newspapers, we had an editor, an editorial section and everything. So the news would come the next day and it was reviewed by an editor in a very proper manner and confirmed. The news would be confirmed and then let out. But nowadays, media, before confirming, the news comes out. So it becomes a responsibility of each and every person to verify it. So we cannot verify it immediately, but to a certain limit, to a certain standard, we can see where does the information come from. Is this source reliable? Is this source reliable? And what is the language? Mainly, we have to watch about the language and the tone. It should be, it should not be biased, not in a very loud or very provoking manner. The language or tones must be unbiased and free of emotion, because when the channels or somebody is speaking with lot of emotions, everything, it should not take us emotionally and we should not decide anything emotionally. So the tone, everything must be in a very proper manner. So considering this accuracy, we can go for the media literacy, and we can find out how much correct the information is.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much for that important information. And taking cues from your answer itself, I have another question. Here you mentioned about the number of likes or the number of comments. Is it a healthy practice to measure the authenticity of a news or an information with the number of likes or comments that we see on it?
Yes, that is what. When we buy a product online, we just see how many people has bought the product before, and we want to see the comments and all these things. But we need to verify, is this person who has commented on this product has really brought this product and then commented, or it is a paid review. So it is very important to verify the purchase. So we have to see who's the seller, and the seller is a genuine person. Is he being listed? Is he, like, we would know by seeing the advertisements and everything. Somewhere we can find out if the product is genuine. So just by a comment or a like, so many likes, it is not necessary that the information is valid or true or anything. So not nowadays, it is all determined by the number of likes, comments and shares. No, it is not like that. That is why this media literacy is playing a crucial role at this stage. We have to verify, confirm with the points whatever we have spoken, and then evaluate ourselves and decide for ourselves whether I have to believe this news or not. It is in our hands. So we have to decide, not going with the mass public or the likes or the shares or the number of comments.
Of course, so we need to decide for ourselves whether
Yes,
a
ma'am.
news story is reliable or not.
Yes, ma'am. Based on these factors, we need to decide.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing these important factors with all our viewers. I think this will turn out really productive for all our students watching this session. In terms of media literacy being a quite new term to all our viewers, and why is it important in their daily life? Because we all consume some sort of information from the different mediums. Now, we cannot rely on just everything blindly. It is our responsibility to cross-check it and verify it with the authentic sources. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dev Raju sir, as well for being a part of this conversation. Thank you, Angela ma'am. Thank you to all the viewers who have connected with NCRA for our Sahyog sessions. Stay connected with NCRA. We have a lot of sessions for all our viewers. But now, it's time to say goodbye, but you be a part of NCRA family. Namaskar.